Good afternoon everyone, Philip from Blackpool Markets here. We haven't done a video in quite a while, but we have been very active on our market updates on our Instagram page and our Twitter page, so give that a look. We have been doing sort of about 30-second to 1-minute videos on quick analysis. We caught the big gold move to the up and to the downside. We're talking about the Kiwi going to the downside, so that was good. A lot of our clients did seem to catch those moves, so that was great to see that. But for now, we'll stick to our quick market update. After all these big moves, not a lot has happened. We've got a couple of 5 pairs to look at. So this is the Kiwi dollar, there's a Swiss franc and the gold as well. We'll be looking at some WTI oil as well. But for now, we'll start with the NZDCAD. We'll dive straight into it and see what we have. So here again, we've got the NZDCAD. This is on the 1 week candlestick chart. So again, we've talking about this a couple times in our videos previously. We're looking for sort of this head and shoulders pattern to form. Currently it is quite close to the zone. This was the key area we were looking for, was around about 0.88060 for this right shoulder to come to, but it has sort of, let's call it, procrastinated up here. So this could be close. It is in the range of this previous shoulder. So we're looking currently for a move to the upside to complete that shoulder and coming back to the neckline to the hopefully to the upside. So we'll see what happens. If it does stay here, use this as a very strong resistance area. We could see it move further to the downside, coming to our other relevant support areas, and if it breaks further down, we could see a move to this low that we have here, obviously then invalidating our head and shoulders pattern. But if it does come to down here, we can actually possibly see a bigger head and shoulders pattern forming. So we'll see what does happen. It could, like I said, that could happen. So it could move up in here, come back to the zone, and then move further down to complete a larger head and shoulders. So we got the smaller one and then the big one, and then further moving to the upside. But if it does break, we'll look for potential moves down to here. So obviously this is the weekly time frame, so a bit longer sort of holding the trades. People who have been in this trades have sort of been wading through this mess for quite a while. Hopefully it does pay off soon. You can see it's just been moving in consolidation, so we'll see what happens. You can see here between these very strong support and resistance areas, offering us previous consolidation zones, a bit of resistance and very close to support. And so we'll see, wait for a break and we'll see what happens with that. So hopefully we'll see a good pattern or good moves from there. Then moving on to our our Kiwi dollar. So we've been looking at this for quite a while as well, following this, like I said, on our Instagram and Twitter videos. We can see we have 2 options here. So the first option we have, it did come down past the level we're looking at. That is usually 2 Elliott wave standards, where it comes to that 61.8 retracement. 4 waves 1, so you can see waves 1 and then wave 2 would retrace it to the zone. But now that has passed, it has not yet invalidated our count. So we will see what happens. So currently both 1 and 2 are valid at the moment. So obviously the hourly time frame. So we'll see what does happen. If it does, however, break past this zone, we do know that this first count is invalid, and we'll have to move on to our second option, which I'll show you just in a second. But for now, we can see we've got this waves 1 with our internal waves as well, and then it does look like a zigzag correction that came further down. Looks a bit like a leading diagonal over here, strong zigzag pullback, and a bit of a messy impulse wave to the downside, which is still also similar to the next count, but I'll show you that right now. Let's move on to this one. So like I said, if it breaks past this area over here, which the low for that was, let's see if I can get that, was over here 0.67221 on the Blackpool Markets chart. So if it breaks down below that, we could look for moves to continue further down. Obviously if it breaks past this area over here, we know we are well in the way of heading downwards. But let's look at that second option we have. So very similar to the first option. You can see we have the first option was pretty much the same. We'll just quickly just zoom out here, maybe go the 4-hour bit, zoom in a bit so you can sort of see what we have. So you can see we've had our waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming down with a WXY, and then again we started our waves 1 of a potential another larger impulse wave that we have had. So we'll see. So, but coming back to this one on the 4-hourly, we'll do the same so we can have an idea. So you can see again very similar waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the upside, and now instead of this WXY, it does look like it can be a flat correction. So you can see A consisting of still a WXY wave, but now a bit to a smaller degree, coming up with a ABC wave for the B wave. Obviously, that completes. So we know this is a flat. Well, we know that it's going to be either a flat or a triangle. So unfurling from that, we'll see what happens further. So we can see here the ABC up, and then we're looking for a C wave to the downside. Now, if this doesn't create a 5-wave move that we are looking for here, the waves 1, 2, 3, further down 4, 5 to complete that large impulse C wave, and it does happen to be a triangle where we get waves A, B, C, D, and E. We do know that this is, we can see here it's at the end of a trend, so we do know that this is a big zigzag move, or we are either looking at, if it doesn't do that, we know that we are looking at possibly a waves 1, 2, and 3, or waves A, B, and C. But if, like I said, if it is a zigzag, a triangle over here that happens, so like I said, A, B, C, D, E, we do know that we can't have this as a wave 1 because we know wave 2 can't be a triangle. So that would then confirm that we are looking at a 3-wave to the upside, and we'll see what happens after that. But like I said, this is on a daily or 4-hourly time frame, so this can take quite some time to happen. But for the time being, we'll just keep a close eye on this and see what does happen. So, but always like to go nice in depth with the Kiwi dollar, especially if we're doing nice Elliott wave moves. It's always great to follow. But moving on to our US dollar Swiss franc, right here. So we have here a triple top, which is actually a multiple tops. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll call it 4, 5. So they're all sort of in this this big resistance zone we can see over here. So could give us a nice move to the downside. There is a little bit of traffic on the way down. I'll show you here on the 4-hourly chart. We can see here when we are looking for moves down, we can see there is, like I said, this traffic here to the left. So always look to the left to make sure whether the moves are nice, could be nice and clean. So I'll show you on the gold to the left as well what I was talking about, the traffic. So you can see here we've got this previous resistance that turned to support again. So I mean, if it does break further down, it will have to go past this area, and then once it goes past that area, we have this sort of a I would say expect consolidation if it does reach the zone. So you can see that there is a lot of, like I said, traffic to the left. So we'll see what does happen if it does break past these zones. Again over here. And then obviously if it does break past, we can have if we do get a nice big move, this I would say would be a very key target area for us if you're going to take a trade to the downside for a take profit area. But to the upside, we have this little bit to complete here, all these little support and resistance zones. But when it does break, we can see we do have a very big target here at the top. So if a break to the top side would be ideal, because like I said, there's no traffic to the side, will give us a nice clean move. But if we do break further lower, we will see there's a lot of stops along the way for this. This is the US dollar Swiss franc on the daily bar chart, and if you want to trade on a more shorter time frame, I would look at the 4-hourly chart as well, just to see what we have here. Moving on to our WTI, so this would be right here. So WTI, this is the 4-hourly bar chart. We have seen a bit of a retracement to hit a very nice support area that was a previous resistance zone, so we could look for a possible move to the upside further to see this currency, this pair further strengthening. We also have a little bit of a resistance zone where we are at. So once it does break past this, we could see a possible very nice move to the upside. And this is what we call a booby trap candle, which sort of a lot of people fall for these things, and then they would take a trade to the downside. But usually, if you wait a bit, you can see it breaks past this candle. So the next green candle will go past, and that also indicates a very nice, strong indication that we could see a move to the upside. So you can see we have had that previously here. Move to the downside, this green candle, and the last candle closed just above it, and we had a nice move to the downside. Yeah, so hopefully if we see that, we can see a nice big move to the top. You can see there's not a lot stopping it on the way up. Obviously this is the weekly time frame, so if we look on the daily, yeah, I mean there's nothing much stopping it. I would say the closest would be around about here. Obviously that previous wick, and then bit over here as well. So we've got a bit of a possible consolidation zone. But I mean, it's a very long way away. So if this does happen to break to the top side, we have a very, very good looking move that could happen. But if it bounces there, again, we have this traffic over here on the left. So we will just extend this. So this could be a consolidation zone if the market comes in here again, and then we have this support area. This is actually this could be a very big consolidation zone over here if it does break. So you can see those wicks are sort of diving deep into that zone. So this could be a bit of a messy thing if it does break, or if it does try to come to the downside. And if it breaks, we could see a nice little clean move down to here. And if it goes further down with a bit more strength, we can see this is also another very strong support zone, about $51.6 for WTI. But yeah, so hopefully it breaks to the top. That'll be great. If it does come to the downside, also be aware of these stops along the way. But hopefully it looks good. Moving on to our gold. So gold has, I would say, would have been this week's bread and butter. Has done a lot of good movements. I've seen people get some really, really nice trades on it. Been very, very good actually for our traders. So what we currently were looking at last time, we were looking at this retest of the zone. It did happen to go further up, so we had that support area. Just get rid of that. So you can see we've had the support area that it did hit, and we ended up going further to the upside for a nice move. Once it came past sort of this zone over here with that very strong candle, we looked to take it out, and then we had a nice break of this this multiple bottom here, which was also a bit of a descending triangle. So we had that break with a nice big candle entry there, a nice retest for another entry when it closed that candle. So we had a couple of very nice moves on this, and then obviously with our take profit targets, it could have been here, or if you were feeling lucky, all the way down here at 13.21. But yeah, so currently it is now in this, looks like it could be a possible consolidation zone. So I would look for it to break out of the zone before looking at anything else. So once it breaks out, again, we can see a nice clean move to the top, as we had. So like I said, I'll show you guys what I meant by the traffic to the left. So when we had this break over here to the upside, where we were always look left to see if you can see any traffic. So now we can see here, we looked left. How we knew this was going to be a very strong move, as we looked left, there was nothing stopping it. So I'll zoom it out completely. You can see we had this high that was breaking as well, and I mean, once it broke that, this whole zone over here, I mean, there was nothing stopping it. Even on the scale, the hourly, you can see there was nothing stopping it. 4 hourly, I mean, you can see it came all the way back to 2016. So 2 years back, I mean, whole history of 2 years, there's nothing stopping this move. It was just a great move. You can see the further away it got from any resistance or support areas, the nicer it started to move. So you can see here we was fairly close, so it started messy, and then gaining strength as we continue up further away from that consolidation or resistance areas. So we were looking at this very nice high. So this was a good target to look at. So maybe it could still come out to that once it bounces on this zone. So I'll get rid of this. Zoom in again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And on the 4 hourly now, so I'll zoom in a bit more. You can see it has actually, the 4 hourly. So you can see it has actually come very nice, bounced on the very, very nice support zone. So one of my colleagues actually called this out. Anishi made a video on gold previously. Look on our Twitter channel or Twitter page. For that, you could see he made like I said, those short 30 second to 1 minute video. 30 minutes is quite a long time to say. 30 seconds to 1 minute videos on our Twitter and Instagram. So he was actually talking about this before. Very insightful. Anish is very good with all his fundamental analysis. He sort of has a great idea of what's going on in the world news. So if you want to hear anything about fundamentals, Anish is the man to listen to or to talk to if you do have his contact details. But so in my view of the technical analysis, I have a very strong support zone here. We could see it again push further high with no traffic, but once it does break down, this was a clean move, so we could see a move come further down, to this zone over here where we had and then we could see possible continuous and consolidation. So we can see coming down to this zone over here, which is not a bad move. I think it's about 70 pips, 700 points. We can then see if it does come further into the zone, but a consolidation, either for a break again back to the upside or to the downside. So a lot of opportunity, either long or short for this. That has given us that nice bit of a green candle to the top side. So we'll see what happens from this. On the hourly time frame, we can see it has also hit that resistance area. So we could see a bit of a move, sideways movements in here before it either breaks to the top or to the downside, looking for that close of the continuation. So that close of the confirmation candle that we're looking for always. If you want to be a bit more aggressive, you can take it on the break, but we can see we had a break here and came straight back into that zone. So for me, it's always good to wait for that confirmation candle before I make any decisions or guesses on where the market will be going. But yeah, that's it. Not a lot of videos. We did go quite into a lot of depth in them, so the video is a little bit longer than usual for the amount of pairs that we have, but we did break it down a bit, so I hope that was very insightful and helpful for you guys. If you guys do have any opinions on that, you want to let us know what you think, do so in the comments down below in the video. Feel free to let us know. Our contact details will be provided in the description of the video, so if you want to contact us, please do so. Or if you want, you can contact us by going on blackbullmarkets.com. Little green button at the top that says live chat. Long week. And if you prefer to contact us via email, please do so. You can send us an email at support@blackbullmarkets.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Alright everyone, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your weekend, and from everyone here at Black Bull Markets, safe trading.